As of the end of 2022, there was $3.7 trillion in dry powder in alternative investments. Dry powder is money that is raised but not yet spent. So there was $3.7 trillion looking for deals. So if there's so much money behind private equity firms that are looking for deals, where are all the deals coming from? Can you guess? Well, lately they're coming from the public markets in take-private transactions. Let me explain. A take-private transaction is when an investor, usually a private equity firm, will buy all of the shares of a public company and take that public company private. In other words, the public company will no longer be listed on the public markets and will be privately owned. Now, this happened a lot, specifically in the UK in 2021, as we discussed in our video titled, Why Private Equity Investors Need to Keep an Eye on the Public Markets. In that video, we talked about the take-private transactions involving Signature Aviation, G4S, and Morrison's. Well, in the beginning of 2023, this has been happening quite a lot around the world. In fact, according to Ernst & Young, in Q1 of 2023, 81% of private equity activity has been take-private deals. 81%. Why do you think this happened? Well, it's because of the low valuations in the public markets. In this video, we will share with you 3 examples of companies that had relatively low valuations in the public markets, and they were taken private in 2023 by private equity firms. We will talk about Sumo Logic, Focus Financial, and Qualtrics. And we'll end the video with a final thought. So let's get started with Sumo Logic. Sumo Logic is a SaaS, software as a service, analytics platform that collects, manages, and analyzes log data to help with reliability and security of critical applications. It is a great example of a take-private deal that occurred because of the drop in its stock price. Why don't we look at Sumo Logic's stock price from 2 different lenses? From the short-term lens, look at what happened when the public markets found out that Sumo Logic will probably be acquired by a private equity firm. It went from under $8 per share to around $12 per share, which is a greater than 50% increase. Francisco Partners, the large technology-focused private equity firm that has deep expertise in the space, ended up announcing on February 9th, 2023, that it would acquire Sumo Logic at $12.05 per share. Now let's look at this from the long-term lens. Well, it's not really long-term, but longer term than the last graph. Sumo Logic went public on September 17th, 2020, opening at just under $27 per share. It traded as high as $40 per share in February 2021 before continuing to fall considerably over the next year. Francisco Partners has many different strategies on how to find private companies to buy. But throughout its history, Francisco Partners has been involved with over 15 take-private transactions. Actually, including the 2011 take-private transaction of eFront, which it later sold in 2015. Do you remember eFront? It's the software solution that many limited partners use to track their private equity investments. We talked about eFront in our video titled 2023 Private Equity Insights from Mink's World Tour. So please check out that video to learn more. Now let's move on to Focus Financial. Focus Financial has an interesting business model. The company invests in RIAs, wealth management firms, and multifamily offices, and offers the firms value-added support, access to capital, and succession planning, if needed. Focus has been active in my home country of Canada, investing in firms that provide services to family offices and high net worth individuals. 3 of these firms I know fairly well, including Nexus Investment Management, that offers both wealth planning and investment management to high net worth individuals. Prime Quadrant, a multifamily office that not only helps with investing capital, but also offers other services such as with family governance and with philanthropic initiatives. And Westcourt Capital Corporation, a firm well known for its expertise in alternative investments, which Focus invested in March 2023. Well, right before Focus's investment in Westcourt, Focus was taken private by Clayton, Dubilier and Rice, CD&R, in a deal that was valued at over $7 billion. As you can see from the stock chart, this take-private transaction occurred at a price well below the high achieved in late 2021. Fun fact is that Focus was previously owned by private equity firms KKR and Stone Point before it went public in 2018. While many of the take-private deals this year have been in the technology sector, Focus is a great example of a deal in another sector, the financial services sector. Also, Focus is an excellent example of a buy and build strategy. To learn more about buy and build strategies, please check out our video titled Value Creation in Private Equity. So let's move on to Qualtrics. Qualtrics is an absolutely fascinating story. It was started by Ryan Smith and his dad Scott in the basement of their home back in 2002. And Ryan, well, he's now a billionaire and owner of the Utah Jazz, the famous NBA basketball team. In 2023, Qualtrics was involved in one of the largest take-private deals where Silver Lake CPP Investments and other investors brought Qualtrics private for approximately $12.5 billion. The Qualtrics deal was the subject of our June 2023 video newsletter that we released a few weeks ago. To receive future video newsletters, please click the link in the description below to subscribe to our monthly video newsletter. In terms of Qualtrics, since we've already started talking about it, we will share the newsletter video on the Qualtrics deal next week on YouTube. So please subscribe to our channel to be notified when that comes out. Now, here's a final thought. Take-private transactions have increased in early 2023 because of the low relative valuations in the public markets and the fact that private equity firms have dry powder to spend. Investors, because of inflation, high interest rates, and global political tensions, one could argue that public markets may continue to have low relative valuations. And if this is the case, there will be a lot more public companies being taken private in the future. In this video, we shared 3 examples of companies that were taken private in 2023 by private equity firms. We talked about Sumo Logic, Focus Financial, and Qualtrics. Do you know of any other firms that have recently been taken private? If so, please share them in the comments below.